my background, I was sick most of my life, as you said. I had severe allergies from the time I was 5 till I was 23. I couldn't go out in the summertime. I couldn't breathe. It was terrible. Then in 1980, I had Legionnaires disease in my lungs, almost died, left my lungs full of scar tissue. Therefore, if you got a cold in the winter, I got pneumonia. 1988, I had hepatitis A, Epstein Bar and Chronic fatigue syndrome. It left me completely immune compromised. And then 2 years ago, August of 2020, is when my story begins. I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the washroom, and I couldn't walk. I was holding on to the wall and the furniture to get to the washroom. I live alone in a 2-story home. I was terrified. I went to bed, I was fine. I got downstairs on my butt, went to the hospital, 9.5 hours and emerged. They gave me CAT scans, every test under the sun. And at the end of the evening, some young nurse came up and she said, Mrs. Ballin, you've gone completely deaf in your left ear. I said, oh, go away. I said, my left ear has always been plugged from allergies. She said, no, you're completely deaf. And she said, you have totally no balance, not vertigo, no balance. The only way I could stand was with my legs wide apart. If I tried to put my legs together, I would fall over. And I walked around like I was drunk. So they sent me to an ENT. He gave me an MRI, put me on massive doses of steroids. Boy, if I thought I was sick before, was I sick after that? And after that, I went in to see him, and he said, if you go completely deaf past the age of 50, you'll never get your hearing back. I said, what about my balance? He said, there's nothing I can do about that. I said, well, honey, 2 weeks ago, I could walk and hear. I said, I've studied all kinds of natural healing for 30 years. I'll try every modality. And if that doesn't work, I'll find something that does. He said, well, good luck. I said, goodbye. Meanwhile, I got 62% of my hearing back from acupuncture, but nobody could do anything with my balance. In the meantime, for 2 months, I was home by myself, so lethargic. I would sleep 8 hours a day, and I'd wake up in the morning with tears in my eyes thinking, how am I going to get through the day, and how am I going to take care of myself? Both of my boys are in the US. I never told them how sick I was. But anyways, I screamed one morning. 2 months of this, I'd had enough. I just hit a brick wall. I screamed at God one morning. I said, God, please, I'm 75. I've had a wonderful life. Take me home or find me something. Well, lo and behold, the next day, my friend Tanya Miller calls from Florida with Bob Campbell. And she says, what do you know about stem cells? So of course I ordered them. But I'll be very honest with you, Amy. When I got them in, I live alone. I got this package in. I stood in my kitchen. I opened them up. And I talked to myself. I was stuck and trapped at home in COVID in Canada. I looked at them and I said, you're so gullible. What do you think these little bandages are going to do for you when you have been so deathly sick for 2 months? Are you crazy? I thought, well, you bought them, put them on. So I start wearing the X39. Day 8, I woke up in the morning and I thought, wow, this is different. I feel pretty good. I wanted to jump out of bed and I said, whoa, hold your horses, girl. You can't jump. You can't walk. 3 weeks, I got my balance back. So I went right in, body in at diamond level. And that was the start of LifeWave. And now after 2 years, Amy, I mean, I almost get tears in my eyes thinking about this. I finally know what it's like to have optimum health. Mm-hmm. I've never been healthy in my life. 2 years on these patches. I've spent 2 winters in Florida now, no social distancing, no masks, and I haven't been sick. I am so grateful. I am so, so grateful. And I cried when I met David Schmidt, October of last year. And I thanked him for the patches. And he said, don't thank me, thank God. I said, actually, I thank both of you every day. He's the most humble person I've ever met. I'm so proud to be part of this organization. Now, over the last 2 years, prior to the patches, I used to be constipated all the time. I've never had that problem again. I wake up in the morning now. I get out of bed with the vitality and energy of somebody who's 40. I can't believe this. I can't even put in words what it's like to have my energy and vitality at a biological age of 77. I am so blessed. And I also noticed this year when I went home, I've always had receding gums, all kinds of gum problems with my teeth. I went to see the periodontist in April of this year in Canada. And he said, oh my God, Mrs. Mallon, I've never seen your teeth. I mean, your gums look so healthy. And I noticed last year, I used to have a big gap between two teeth at the back here. I could almost stick my tongue in between those two teeth. And I noticed last year, it seemed to be closing up a bit. Now there's hardly any gap. And he said, your gums are coming back down again. He said, I've been in this business for 32 years. I've never seen this before. And I said, oh, well, I said, here's what I'm doing. And I wanted to tell him about the X39. He said, oh, I don't want to know about that. It'll put me out of business. And he left the room and left me with the lady to clean my teeth. Can you imagine? So like the energy, the flexibility, I don't work out. I don't exercise. I mean, I should. I've been talking to myself out here too, saying, come on, girl, get out there and start walking. But my son too, I just came back from 2 weeks in Williamsburg, Virginia with my family for Thanksgiving. And my son is a hospital administrator, and he deals with people that has had hip replacement, knee replacements and surgery and stuff like that. And he looks over at me in the car. He says, Mother, he said, in no way would anybody in this world ever take you to be 77. He said, you don't look a day over 60. He said, your energy, your vitality, and your flexibility. He said, I cannot believe it. And you know what? I can't either. I can't explain it, but I'm just so grateful to LifeWave. I'm so grateful to you and Bob. You've always been there to help me and support me during my 2 years in this business. And everybody is so loving and caring. Oh my goodness, I'm so blessed. I just feel so blessed.